guys, it's Caitlin, and today I am here to bring you my review of Pretty Baby by Mary Kubica. Pretty Baby is classified as a psychological thriller. It follows three perspectives: Heidi, her husband Chris, and a girl named Willow. Heidi works for a non-profit organization that does a lot to help impoverished and illiterate youth and homeless people. And one day on her way to work, she spots a homeless girl with a baby lurking around the train. She spots her a few more times and decides to bring her into her home. But there are mysteries surrounding this girl involving whether or not this girl is responsible for her own homelessness. Is she who she says she is? Is she dangerous? And it kind of starts a lot of issues with Chris, who seems to be the only one actually worried about where this girl came from in the first place, and also exploring how this affects their marriage and the different worries that go along with Chris and Heidi's life together. I actually really enjoyed this book. It's not my favorite psychological thriller that I've read. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because I really found it entertaining. I'm not sure that I would technically classify this as a psychological thriller because the psychological thrillers I've read, there's a very obvious, clear-cut mystery set up towards the beginning of the story that is explored throughout the story until you come to the answer at the end. And for this one, it wasn't really the case. You don't really find out what the mystery is until towards the end, and then you find out the answer almost at the same time as you find out what the mystery is. And overall, that just doesn't seem very psychological thrillery to me. I did really enjoy this story. I did have some issues with it. I really enjoyed Willow's perspective. I really enjoyed Chris's perspective, but Heidi, the wife, I hated her from the start. It kind of makes sense once you get to the end of the story why she's doing what she's doing and why she's behaving the way she's behaving, but it just didn't sit well with me throughout the story, and I was very, very uncomfortable with her chapters. And honestly, even though her chapters made me uncomfortable and were so weird, I also just wasn't interested. I didn't want to deal with her perspective because it was so infuriating and annoying to me. The beginning was very slow. It was kind of hard to get into. I almost set it down a couple of times. I'm glad that I kept going because right around the 100 to 150 page mark is when things really start getting interesting and you start to wonder kind of what's going on, and that's what I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the different perspectives except for Heidi's, and I really loved the story that this book ultimately told. I thought that the characters all had very wonderfully written, distinct voices. I didn't have any questions as to whose chapter I was reading when I was reading their chapters, and overall I found myself flipping fast, hoping, counting pages in between when I could find out what was going on in Willow's life, really hoping to get back to Willow's perspective, so I did enjoy that. That was my quick spoiler-free review of Pretty Baby by Mary Kubica. Go ahead and comment down below, let me know if you're going to read this book, if you read it, if you want me to do a spoilery review of this book. Go ahead and just let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.